Hey there! Welcome to another Q&A Thursday with me, Bettina of Active Hands Yoga. And I'm on my balcony as usual, but because it rained last night, the chair's a little bit wet, so I'm squatting. And today I want to take a break from the regular programming of Q&A Thursday to tell you about my weekend in Zurich with John Friend of Anusara Yoga. I went for a weekend workshop and I had 3 classes with him, and it was a wonderful experience. I learned so much from him. The first class was a lot of arm balancing, and I learned some secret tricks from him so I could actually do my first ever arm balance of where my weight was a little bit more spread out. So, not a forearm stand or a handstand, but one of these where you're in chaturanga arms and your legs are splayed. And I got to do one of those for a longer period than what I usually can achieve. So it was awesome. In the second class, we did a backbending class, and that was also wonderful. I touched my head to my toes for the first time in my life. And the third class was more of a meditative class, I would say. More focused on stretching and focusing on within. And some key things I learned from John that I would like to share with you is, this idea that to do every pose as if it's the only chance you get. Sometimes I do a really strenuous, vigorous vinyasa practice, and I sometimes hold back. I know that it's going to be really intense next hour, and so I learned to conserve my energy. And I think there's something smart to be efficient with your energy, to only use as much energy as you need for a pose, but to not hold back, to make every pose as good as I can. So that was really good to hear that from him. Another teaching that we practiced for the last class, the meditative one, was to meditate on our relationships as we do every pose. So he asked us to think in turn about our own teachers, our students, our friends, which includes our loved ones, our partners, anybody that we feel like is a peer, that we're in the same path. And then the last one was for people that we hated, or people who made us, just irritated when we see an email or a phone call from them. And that was really powerful, to bring that kind of negative energy onto the mat and to just sit with it, It wasn't, oh, love your enemy. It was just, okay, meditate on this relationship as you do your yoga. And that was really powerful for me. And what I do walk away with is this idea of, what John's teacher told him is to just honor yourself through yoga, as the intention of your yoga is to honor yourself. And that just sums it all up, to not harm yourself, to respect your limits, but to also honor your abilities, to go to your edge and not shirk. So when you honor yourself, that's also a way of honoring the God within you, or the spark of the divine, if you will. So it was a really great weekend, and the weather forecast for the weekend was supposed to be really gray and cold and overcast, but it was wonderful. It was sunny, warm, just a really wonderful weekend with John Friend. So that's my report on my weekend with John Friend of Anusara Yoga in Zurich. And I'll be back next week with some more tips for people who have lots of work with their hands and fingers, and how to prevent carpal tunnel syndrome, or, you know, reduce the strain on your arms. So that's it for this week's Thursday video with me, Bettina of Active Hands Yoga.